Yourself just like utterly confused about the home buying process and feeling overwhelmed to the point where you don't even want to start, right? Like you hear all these stories, you're not understanding, how do I get started? What are the steps? How many of them are there? Well, friends, you're in the right place, because in this video series, I'm calling it the Home Buyer's Ultimate Journey. We're going to break all of these concepts down in video series sections that are 20 minutes or less. So if you want to take a deeper dive, I've created this breakdown of these different sections that we're going to go over today. I'm going to go ahead and link them in the description below so that when you finish, you will no longer be. Let's get started. Well, hi, my name is Brandy Sams. I am a nationwide real estate and finance professional. I decided to create this series along with my channel in order to help others be able to be unstuck so that they can move forward with strategy and with intentionality. So let's see. The very first step, I think, with any decision that you make, right, whether or not it's buying a home, buying a car, what area to move to, has all to do with preparation. So step one is preparation. So you might say, like, what's involved in preparation? Now, in another video, I've gone into deeper detail, but I'm going to give you some helpful tips right now. So one of the first preparation steps is going to be your mindset. You have to have the right mindset. You have to be motivated when it comes to buying a home. This isn't the same as renting an apartment. This is a little bit deeper. It takes more steps and more strategy, but you have to be up for it. Can't hem and haw and wonder if you really need to be able to be focused and determined that this is what you're wanting. So the next part of this is going to be credit. Now, I know you hear a lot about credit. What does my credit score need to be? Well, in the next video where we're going to dive deeper, we're going to go through the different loan options from a 500 all the way up to an 850, from someone who is be self-employed, wage earners, all the like. But credit is going to be really important because it's the first step. If you don't have the credit, if you don't have cash, it really doesn't matter, right? Like, you're not going to be able to get a loan if you don't have sufficient credit unless you have the cash to cover it. So the next part of this is going to be your personal financial statement. I know people talk a lot about budgets, but I'm super excited to break down the concept of a personal financial statement for you guys so that you will understand the difference and why it's important to take that up a notch in order to be successful in 2023 and beyond. The game has changed. There are a lot of factors that have gone into purchasing a home and purchasing a home the right way. And it needs to be more strategic and a lot more intentional. So then step two in this process series is going to be about education. So I'm going to give you guys some tips on like videos, classes that you might want to take. Also, there are local events that you may want to find, home buyer education, live, online, that'll help you with understanding the process as a whole on a micro level. Like, what is it like to buy a home in Arizona? What is it like to buy a home in California? What is it like to buy a home in Texas? Because although we're talking about the overarching step, there are going to be some nuanced differences when you talk about your individual location. So in that video itself, I'll break down what to do and how to find those things in your local area. So step three, get a good advisor team. Advisors. We all know and hear you need a realtor, you need a lender. Well, I mean, those things are very true, right? But there are some other key people that are going to be instrumental in this process, like a home inspector, right? Like, what does a home inspector do? What are they supposed to do for me? How can I tell a good home inspector from a bad home inspector? We're going to go over that under our advisor team video. But I want you to understand that, like, people like insurance companies, title companies, your financial planners, they can play a really pivotal role in you being able to not only purchase a home, but make a wise investment in the process. So step four in this series is going to be about finding a new home. This is such an exciting process when you go and look at the homes and, oh, they have the nice curtains, or, ooh, it has that 3-car garage, or or it has that man cave, or it has that she shed. Like, past all of that, you really want to start to think about the things that really affect the purchase itself. As exciting as this purchase is, I really wish at the time where I bought my very first home, especially, I really wish that I understood exactly how much of a business decision this is. Now, I ended up making a good one because I ended up making like a six-figure equity, profit in a very short period of time. It was like under 2 years. However, in this day and age, and with the amount of information that is at our fingertips, I would have been so much more prepared had I known some of the things that we're going to go over in that particular video specifically. So you definitely want to catch that. The thing is that through this process, yes, everyone's journey is going to be slightly different. Some people are going to find their home in a weekend. Some people it's going to take a few months. But no matter what your process actually is, I want you guys to keep in mind that you can find your new home. There is a new home that's out there. And even if you need to be flexible in the process, just know that it can happen. Okay. I don't want you to get discouraged. It can definitely happen for you. Now, I do have a bonus that I'm not going to tell you guys about today. So you're going to have to watch the video series to see it. But the fifth step is going to be getting under contract. Now, as a lending professional, what I see a lot of the times is that in certain really competitive markets, buyers are just signing everything away. I'll do this, I'll do that. Yes, nothing. I don't want any contingencies whatsoever. And you might be saying to yourself, well, what is a contingency? Well, a contingency is going to be those things that you put in a contract that if this doesn't happen, then that can happen, right? So an example of a contingency might be the appraisal contingency. So if this house doesn't appraise for this price, then, and there can be other things you include in that. It can be things like then the seller would lower the price, or the buyer is going to pay the price anyway, or I can actually get out of this contract as a whole. So when we get into talking more about the process of getting into a contract, it's going to be one of those things that I really want you guys to pay attention to, because the way you negotiate your contract can either protect you or it can leave you very exposed. And there's a lot of different languages depending upon what state it is that you're purchasing in, that you really want to understand those contracts in detail. Also, if you guys want me to, break down the details of different contracts per state, go ahead and put a comment below, put the state that you want me to break it down in. If I get enough comments in one particular state, I'll start there. So let's say if I get at least 25 people who want me to break down their state's contract, I'll get a copy of the contract, and then we can go line by line or section by section, not necessarily line by line. And then I'll help you guys to understand exactly what you need to be paying attention, because those things really do affect the process. Whether or not you ask for seller's concessions and get a credit, whether or not you have a state where there's an option period where you can cancel for any reason, whether or not there's a homeowners association. There's a lot of details that can go in there, but I don't want to break it all down or give it all away, because this video is supposed to be 20 minutes or less, right? Ultimately, in this ultimate homebuyer journey, the main thing for me and what it is that I'm wanting to share with you is that this journey can be so exciting. This journey can have challenges. This journey can have pitfalls. However, with proper education, with proper understanding, and with the right team on your side, I'm telling you, you can make some money moves that you would never have imagined, right? You can have access to income that can pay off all of your debt in a very relatively low period. And so this series was put together with you in mind. Thank you so much for watching this video. To see the rest of the videos, check the link below. I will also have a link below for those of you who want your free home buyer guide. It took a lot of time in putting this together in order to help you with what to look for, taking notes when you're out looking for property, links to a free personal financial statement, and the like. So I'm hoping that you get as much out of it as the love that I put in. And with that, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.